Howdy, y'all. Let's talk about some hockey. Not really a good southern accent, I know. But it was in Dallas, so it felt appropriate. Anyway, Colorado versus Dallas, Game 5. Dallas currently, or starting this game, led the series 3-1. So, elimination game for Colorado. May 15th, 2024, last night as I'm recording this. I didn't watch the game live. Long days, I went to bed early, just watched the replay of it this morning on the app, so, Same as watching it live, but I get to skip all the commercials. So even more convenient. More convenient than being there in real life, because even in real life, you're live at a game, you still have to sit through the commercial breaks and just wait like the players do. But anyway, neither here nor there. About 10 minutes in, Pavelski nets the first goal for Dallas. So, the stats, all important first goal. Looking good for Dallas, with Pavelski put one in early. Well, early, first 10 minutes of the first period. Still early enough. Later on, I made note of this. I always make notes of interesting little trivia or graphical tidbits that are brought up during broadcast. And they brought this up. I didn't know this. I hadn't noticed, at least, until they brought this up. Is that Colorado has yet to have a lead this entire series. Even the first game one, they won in overtime. They tied that game up. They've never led at any point throughout 4 games into this series, including now with Dallas going up 1-0 early on. So, interesting little stat. But then, hey, what? End of the first period, and I do mean end. Lehkonen from Colorado scores a goal with, as we saw at broadcast, 0.0 seconds on the clock. So I'm like, well, that's going to go to review to see if, when it crossed the line as opposed to the official clock. What we see on broadcast is not always accurate, obviously. It's close, but it's not down to a tenth of a second close like the proper game clock. So we get that overlay, and we see, 0.6 seconds, so... buzzer beater, I've seen closer. I don't know if it was this season or a while before then. I've seen a goal in a Detroit game go in with 0.2 seconds upon review. I don't know if that was goal for Detroit or against Detroit, but I know I've seen one at 0.2 seconds before. Sometime recent. I don't know if it was recent again or a long time ago. Either way, nice buzzer beater. I like it in there. Tied up 1-1 and in the first period. Second period. At about the 15-minute mark, I kind of just made a note of this. A lot of good, just for 5 minutes, that whole first 5 minutes of the second period. A lot of great, just back and forth, up and down the ice. Chances for both teams on each side. But, lots of good offense, good defense, and good goaltending. We saw good hockey all around. And I think this kind of quick up, down, 200-foot back and forth game, almost like a tennis match, is I think what the NHL wants with the rule changes they've made over the last, say, 30 years. It's enjoyable to watch probably for more casual viewers to hockey. Yeah, absolutely. I personally still enjoy a defensive game. I wouldn't say I enjoy it more. I enjoy both equally. I like games that are high scoring back and forth like that, and I like games that are the opposite. So, I like good goaltender duel as well. Which, playoffs you always sometimes skip those every now and then. Anyway, I just made a note of it because really great hockey. The result of that great hockey, though, is that Tapes for Colorado ends up on a really long shift and goes to play the puck up off the glass and goes over the glass. Gets the delay game penalty. Which leads to a Dallas power play, which is a goal from Hiskinen on that power play at 8:21 left on the clock. So, I'm keeping time opposite of the way most people do. And if you look at the box scores, it'll always be how many minutes into the period it was. I just marked the time of what was on the clock when they scored the thing, so whatever. We all do what we want. This is easier for me than just having to look at other stuff. So anyway, 2-1 Dallas. And then a very interesting play. There's a strum in front of the net. Ottinger and Tanev and Raskinen get into a little bit of a back and forth shovey thing, and Tanev kind of brings his stick up and catches Rantanen right in the nose. Yeah, and the second he did it, he kind of put his arm on him. He's like, oh boy, he knew what he did. And he looked at the ref too. Like, I didn't mean it, but it didn't matter. They're going to call it for high sticking. And interestingly enough, the refs and linesmen were checking to see if there's any blood. Because he get hit right, in the face, nose area. We know nose after the fact. And initially there was not any blood. Rantanen goes to the bench as they're getting, penalties sorted out and called and all that. And as Rantanen's on the bench, he does start bleeding from the nose. And then he gets back on the ice. Like they kind of did. I don't know if they did anything to kind of clot it or what from any kind of potential whatever was going on from the injury. But again, there was initially no blood when they checked, so it still stays a 2-minute penalty. It's supposed to go into a 4-minute major. But yes, it's interesting because this little kind of stoppage when they check in for the blood and all the penalty stuff. They're going on the power play. Rantanen's going out back in the ice for that power play, but at this point, he's just got the blood speckled on his. Put a little edit point in there somewhere. Sorry, delay of game in real life, ironically, when I'm talking about, again, long back and forth stuff. Tapes ends up on the ice, kind of long, goes to play the puck off the glass, goes too high, delay of game. Bleeding Hiskin's power play. I think I talked about all this. I can go past it. Yeah, I was talking about the incident with Rantanen and Tanev that caused Rantanen to start bleeding. Image I used for the thumbnail because I really liked it. I was debating what to do for a thumbnail for this one. I had a couple different ideas, but when I saw that image, Rantanen getting back on the ice, going to take the face off with the blood speckled on the away jersey, the whites, I'm like, man, that's the thumbnail because that's playoff hockey in a nutshell. So there's why I used it. So I actually went back and rewound the broadcast. And I thought about it more. I'm like, that's such a great image. I'm gonna use that. So there you go. That incident. All right. I think I covered that side of the notes, all of it. Yes, I had my note about using that thumbnail and where to find it. If I want to pull a direct image and then crop it or just use the one with my phone, not sure yet. We'll see what's quicker. I have other things to do. I'm already on my basically third take of this because I had to redo stuff because of real life delay of game nonsense. Anyway, no, I believe it is because of that penalty. No, wait, wait. Yeah. I don't know if it's the same power play or not. No, it's not because the time doesn't. Well, maybe it does. It doesn't really matter. Colorado power play, 2:36 left in the second period. Makar does Makar and shoots from Makarland. I'm referencing that now because something's going to happen between periods. Makar wrists it through everyone, doesn't hit a thing except the top of the crossbar and go in. So bar down snipe from Makar. Beautiful goal. As a goaltender, you can't do much about that because with all that, there was a ton of traffic. Somehow the puck didn't hit anything. I started writing down Makar goal, on my notes. I'm like, wait, let me see the replay. Maybe I had to deflect it off somewhere before it hit. I know it went bar down. I saw that. But it may have tipped off somewhere. It went through a lot of traffic. Nope. Replay, clean. Amazing shot. Makar is... Yeah, we'll get to it later. There's another stat on Makar that will come up later in the game. It's very, very impressive. So with that Makar goal, 2-2 at the end of the second period. So all the twos. But here's why I mentioned Makarland, which I just came up with the name now because I needed a name for it. Now I have one. During the second intermission, which I happened to be watching, because I had some things to do this morning, but I was watching up basically. I was going to watch up to the third period and then go off and do my things. I had an appointment this morning, some stuff. And then watch the third period. But I happened to catch the second intermission, talk stuff before I left. I don't know why. I don't need to watch it, but I happened to have it on. So, they were referring to Makar's shot as being from the point and also referred to him as walking the blue line. No. Look where Makar shoots from. I know most of his goal, his spot. And he doesn't have, again, unlike Ovechkin or for a time Stamkos, and Stamkos has improved this. But Ovechkin, we know where he's going to score from. It's going to be left of the net and bottom of the circle. We know it's just where he shoots from all the time. I think Stamkos uses the opposite side a lot. That tight angle. Makar doesn't really have that per se. He has there's an area, again, I'm now even in Makarland. It's not quite the point. To me, the point is either just really off the blue line or a little space in front of it. And there's high slot. There's a slot and there's a high slot, which is right above that. But to me, there is a gap between the high slot and the point. That is Makarland. That is where he shoots from. And he's scoring there with wrist shots. They're incredibly accurate wrist shots too, like the one we saw, his first goal of this game. Yes, I'm spoiling, there's a second goal in the car. Sorry. But yeah, on broadcast and they refer to that as a point shot. I'm like, no, it's not. That is not from the point. He is closer in than the point. He's not quite in the high slot, and he's not at the point either. Like I said, there is an in-between space that we now will call Makarland, because Cam Makar will score goals from there on you. Anyway, third period. Middlestat scores a goal for Colorado, banking a shot. The whole play was impressive. Weird bouncing puck that Parise went to go bat down, like borderline high stick above the crossbar. It was below, but he went to go bat it in with like a weird bounce. Went to go bat in, misses the net, but turns into a pass for Middlestat at from the goal line, like impossible angle because it was. Shoots it anyway, hits the post, hits Ottinger, goes in the net. So. Nice goal. I mean, as a goaltender, I feel bad because you can't defend against that at all. That's an impossible, crazy odd shot to just hit the post just right to go boom, boom, got the goaltender in. So, and again, the sequence how it got there too, with Parise batting it down, missing the net, but making an accidental great pass to Middlestat, and the shot he made. I'm always impressed by the bank shot when it happens because it seems like more modern thing, a modern NHL, modern hockey thing. Wasn't really a thing in the 90s. You saw it would happen, but very rarely would you see the kind of banking shots we see that are, I think, more common in the modern NHL. But yeah, that was an impressive one, Middlestat. Impressive bank shot. I liked it. So with that, though, Colorado takes a 3-2 lead. The first time they've had a lead the entire series. And yeah, that came at 18:30 on the clock. So very early in the third period. It took them 4 games in 2 periods to finally have a lead in the series. So, there you go. And then Colorado scores again with 15:32 in the periods. So, in 5 minutes in, 4.5. Makar, not from Makarland. This time would be proper kind of considered high slot, or actually slot, just he was just above the right face-off dot. So, kind of a weak, just a floater, wrister, but it's a leaker, a sneaky one that just beats Ottinger 5-hole. I'm not gonna say it was a bad goal by Ottinger. I'm sure some people will. I'm not gonna say that. It was just one of those weird shots. Makar didn't put Makar usually puts a ridiculous amount of power behind his wrist shots. This one, nope. It was kind of a weird, just little floater shot. It was almost like what do they call it in baseball? Changeup. It was kind of like that with a hockey puck. Yeah, so it's a weird little floater shot that beats Ottinger 5-hole. 4-2 Colorado now. So now they have a 2-goal lead. At this point, the way the game's going, it's still, again, kind of quite a bit of back and forth. Dallas is getting chances, but just they're either being well defended or Gorgiev's making the saves. So, because the shot totals are fairly even all game for the most part. I think they're having a slight advantage to Colorado. I wasn't really keeping track of the shot totals, but anyway, this graphic came up later on, but I believe it was because of that second goal that Makar scored that then bumped his points per game for his playoff career. His points per game average that bumped up to a 1.1. So as of this game, and this will obviously change because if he plays next game, he doesn't get any points, it will probably drop back down again. But as of right now, currently, as I'm recording this, as of this game that has happened, Makar's 1.1 points per game playoff career makes him second all time for points per game in the playoffs. I don't know who he's behind for defensemen, obviously, not for obviously forwards. We know what the other Gretzky's numbers are, and they're ridiculous. Yeah, I didn't make 9 notes, but I'm almost positive that's for defensemen, not in general, because that would be ridiculous. And I know it's higher than 1.1 because the 80s happened. But yes, very impressive from Ricard for at least now sit in that company. We'll see what happens his overall career where it averages out, but if he keeps up that pace, which is impossible, so we'll see where he finishes in the ranks. But hey, right now he currently sits second in points per game average in the playoffs. Not a bad spot to be in. I mean, he's got all the trophies. Conn Smythe, so eventually part of my jersey collection just for that, because I'm going to get all the Conn Smythe winners jerseys with at least during the eras of where we had Stanley Cup patches and stuff. So I think I've talked about that previous. Anyway, back to the game. And because there's not really much left here. The third period is definitely the best period. Always is usually most playoff games. But yeah, I definitely thought after that 4-2 goal, it's done. Dallas, I don't think they're coming back from this. They definitely gave it their best, though. Because not long, actually. Yeah, not too long after. I don't have time written down for Makar's goal was at 15:32. And then Dallas scored 14:16. So almost a minute, just a minute later. So real shortly after. Stankoven, my man. One of my favorite players in Dallas, just because he's got a great name. Rookie, too, by the way. So just starting his career out. Stankoven, I forget who shot it, wrist shot from the point. The proper point, not what ESPN broadcasters think the point is, but anyway. Wrist shot from the point that Stankoven redirects. Great redirection, no chance for Gorgiev. So now it's 4-3 Colorado. It's looking like, okay, maybe Dallas can get back in this game. And then they don't, really. Because my next note is with 3:10 left on the clock. So a good 11 minutes passes by. And Colorado is keeping Dallas at bay from getting that tying goal. Because at 3:10, McKinn just scores low glove side. Just straight up beats Ottinger. So makes it 5-3 for the insurance marker. I kind of felt like that was definitely it. And there ends up being a power play for Dallas near the end. There, I think, with right after that goal, basically. So there was like a minute between the power play clock and the game clock at that point. So it's probably like 3 minutes or so. So it's like right after that McKinnon goal that Dallas goes on power play. So obviously they pull Ottinger out, so they're playing 6-on-4. But that sort of fizzles out, doesn't go anywhere, and that's kind of it. So 5-3 final for Colorado. Colorado scored 3 goals in that third period. I think 2 of them are from. Oh no, because Makar scored at the end of the second. Not all. Yeah. Because Makar's never scored a hat trick in the playoffs. He's got 1 career hat trick in the regular season, and that doesn't surprise me because yes, he's an offensive defenseman, but he's not like. Hat tricks for defensemen are rare, regardless of how many goals they score on average, but still. So yep. That's that. Now a 3-2 series. Dallas still leading, going back to Colorado for Game 6. We'll see what happens. So, I don't have anything pulled up to preview for tonight, but because I've got other things to go shoot. I've already been delayed doing this. I have to go make a video opening up this little package from Pure Hockey. If you want to see what it is, you have to check out that video, which will be after this one when I go make it right now, because I have to go. I'm going to do that outside because it's equipment for my stick. So, kind of get the little target shut up again with the stick and do the thing with the new equipment and do that as a video. So, I'll see you over there. Peace.